I know, Diana, you've been working with different scientists at Yale University and trying to get a lot of information out there to people.
Absolutely. In fact, you mentioned tremors, and we just released a paper about 2 weeks ago on these tremors, which are sort of, I would describe as Parkinsonian-like tremors and feelings of internal vibrations where people feel like someone's, stuck a cell phone on vibrate in the middle of their chest and is just turning it on and off at random. And that can sound, mildly annoying, but it in fact keeps people from sleeping, which can drive someone insane, literally. So when we're talking about these symptoms, like when we talk about brain fog, the better descriptor is cognitive dysfunction. These are real serious symptoms that need attention. The GI issues are ones that I feel like really are the next ones to be truly studied and understood, because it is ruining so many people's lives. People having extreme neuropathic pain where it mimics almost like advanced diabetes. So we are working with scientists at Yale, and we're able to put together cohorts for them to study, and we're trying to understand what are the biological mechanisms behind all of these symptoms, and what clusters of symptoms can we put together. Are certain people or a certain profile, genetic profile, getting a certain cluster of symptoms, and a certain group getting a different cluster? How are sort of connecting the phenotyping with the genotyping, and understanding which symptoms who is getting and how we can start to figure out the mechanisms behind it. So there are a number of theories on long COVID. One of them that is that the virus has not yet left the system. So viral persistence, perhaps an over response of the immune system. Maybe it is bringing up latent viruses, similar to like chicken pox turning into shingles. And we're working with Dr. Akiko Iwasaki at Yale, who is Viruses Immunity on Twitter. As I like to say, she's the Chrissy Teigen of science, and a great person to follow if you really want to get into the nitty gritty of this. And I find it fascinating. But look, we need to remember that this virus, we initially thought of it as a pulmonary disease, as a respiratory virus. We quickly understood that it was also a vascular and inflammatory disease. But I believe we will look back on it largely as a neurological disease. And that's why so many of these symptoms are not coming up with clear answers, because the virus goes up your nose, it hits your olfactory bulb, knocks out your sense of taste and smell, and what's right next to it, your vagus nerve, which controls your autonomic functions, your breathing, how to maintain your heart rate. So when Rachel's talking about that, spiking heart rate, all of these symptoms, your digestion, all the things that your body does automatically that you don't think about, those automatic functions are getting disrupted.